The year was 1859. Constantine von Tischendorf, a determined biblical scholar, ventured into the St. Catherine's Monastery at the foot of Mount Sinai. He carried with him a dream of discovering ancient biblical texts. Deep within the monastery's library, his dream became a reality. He stumbled upon a treasure of immeasurable value, the Codex Sinaiticus. The Codex Sinaiticus is one of the oldest and most complete manuscripts of the Christian Bible. It dates back to the 4th century AD. This places it centuries closer to the time of Jesus than any other complete Bible we have. The discovery of the Codex was a monumental event in biblical scholarship. It provided a crucial window into the early transmission of the Christian scriptures. The Codex Sinaiticus is written in Greek. It contains both the Old and New Testaments. The text is written on vellum, a fine parchment made from animal skin. The Codex is a testament to the dedication of the early scribes who painstakingly copied these sacred texts. It offers invaluable insights into the development of the Christian canon and the evolution of the Bible as we know it. The Codex Sinaiticus, while an extraordinary historical artifact, is not easily accessible to most people. It is written in ancient Greek, requiring specialized knowledge to decipher. This is where modern translations like the New International Version come into play. The NIV, completed in 1984, is a translation of the Bible into contemporary English. It aims to make the scriptures clear and understandable for a modern audience. It is widely popular for its readability and accuracy. Unlike the Codex Sinaiticus, which requires physical access to its few remaining copies, the NIV is readily available in print and digital formats. The contrast between these two texts highlights the importance of both preservation and accessibility. While the Codex Sinaiticus provides us with an invaluable link to the early church, the NIV makes the Bible accessible to millions. Both texts serve distinct but equally vital purposes in our understanding and engagement with the Scriptures. One of the intriguing differences between the Codex Sinaiticus and the NIV is the ending of Mark's Gospel. In the Codex Sinaiticus, Mark's Gospel ends abruptly with verse 8 of chapter 16. This ending describes the women leaving the empty tomb afraid and telling no one. This abrupt ending has puzzled scholars for centuries. The NIV, however, includes an extended ending for Mark. This ending, verses 9 through 20, describes appearances of the risen Jesus to his disciples. It also includes the Great Commission, where Jesus instructs his followers to spread the gospel throughout the world. This longer ending is found in many other manuscripts and is widely accepted as part of the canonical text. The difference in Mark's ending highlights the complexities of textual criticism. Scholars debate whether the shorter ending in the Codex Sinaiticus is the original, or if a later scribe added the extended ending. This discrepancy reminds us that the transmission of biblical texts was a human process, subject to variations and interpretations. Section 4. The woman caught in adultery, a story of forgiveness or a later edition. Another notable difference between the Codex Sinaiticus and the NIV is the story of the woman caught in adultery. This familiar narrative, found in John chapter 7 verse 53 to chapter 8 verse 11, describes Jesus' compassionate response to a woman facing condemnation for adultery. The story is absent in the Codex Sinaiticus and other early manuscripts. This suggests that it may have been a later addition to John's Gospel. However, the story is included in the NIV and most modern Bibles. It is cherished by many for its message of forgiveness and grace. The inclusion or exclusion of this story raises questions about the development of the biblical canon. While some consider the story a later addition, others believe it to be an authentic part of John's Gospel. Regardless of its origins, the story of the woman caught in adultery continues to resonate with readers today, offering a powerful example of Jesus' compassion and challenge to hypocritical judgment. Section 5. Doctrinal variations, the Trinity and the Ascension. The differences between the Codex Sinaiticus and the NIV extend beyond individual stories. They also touch upon doctrinal matters, albeit subtly. For instance, the Codex Sinaiticus lacks the explicit mention of the Trinity found in 1 John chapter 5, verses 7 to 8 in some later manuscripts, and the NIV. Similarly, the Codex Sinaiticus provides a shorter version of Jesus' ascension in Luke chapter 24, omitting the detail of Jesus being taken up into heaven found in the NIV. These variations, while seemingly minor, have theological implications. They remind us that the development of Christian doctrine was an ongoing process. The differences in these passages highlight the evolving understanding of theological concepts within the early Church. While the Codex Sinaiticus reflects an earlier stage in this development, the NIV includes later additions and interpretations that became widely accepted within the Christian tradition. Section 6. Embracing the differences. A call to deeper study. The differences between the Codex Sinaiticus and the NIV should not lead us to doubt the validity of Scripture. Instead, they should inspire us to delve deeper into the rich history and complexities of the Bible. Recognizing these variations reminds us that the Bible is not a static, monolithic text. It is a dynamic collection of writings that have been transmitted and interpreted over centuries. Examining the Codex Sinaiticus and comparing it to modern translations like the NIV allows us to appreciate the meticulous work of scribes and translators who have labored to preserve and make accessible the sacred texts. These differences invite us to engage with Scripture more thoughtfully. They encourage us to wrestle with challenging passages and grapple with the nuances of translation and interpretation. Section 7. The Dynamic and Living Word. Ultimately, both the Codex Sinaiticus and the NIV contribute to a more complete understanding of Scripture. The Codex Sinaiticus offers us a glimpse into the early Church's Bible. The NIV makes the Bible accessible and understandable for a modern audience. By studying these texts together, we gain a deeper appreciation for the dynamic and living nature of the Bible. We see how the Scriptures have been carefully preserved, translated, and interpreted throughout history. The differences between these texts should not lead us to doubt. They should inspire us to study more deeply. They should remind us that the Bible is a gift to be treasured. It is a source of wisdom and guidance that continues to shape and transform lives today.